Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson, 1809 to 1892. It little profits that an idle king by this still hearth among these barren crags, matched with an aged wife, I mete and dole unequal laws unto a savage race that hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. I cannot rest from travel, I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. On shore, and when through scudding drifts the rainy Hyades vexed the dim sea, I am become a name for always roaming with a hungry heart. Much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments, myself not least, but honoured all of them, and drunk delight of battle with my peers far on the ringing plains of windy Troy. I am part of all that I have met, yet all experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that untravelled world whose margin fades for ever and for ever when I move. How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe were life, life piled on life were all too little, and of one to me little remains. But every hour is saved from that eternal silence, something more, a bringer of new things, and vile it were for some 3 suns to store and hoard myself, and this grey spirit yearning in desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star beyond the utmost bound of human thought. This is my son, mine own Telemachus, to whom I leave the sceptre and the isle, well loved of me, discerning to fulfil this labour, by slow prudence to make mild a rugged people, and through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. Most blameless is he, centred in the sphere of common duties, decent not to fail in offices of tenderness, and pay meet adoration to my household gods when I am gone. He works his work, I mine. There lies the port, the vessel puffs her sail, there gloom the dark broad seas, my mariners' souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine, and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet his honour and his toil. Death closes all, but something ere the end, some work of noble note may yet be done, not unbecoming men that strove with gods. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks, the long day wanes, the slow moon climbs, the deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek a newer world. Push off, and sitting well in order smite the surrounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down, it may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles whom we knew though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and face, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Okay, this last line's very good. To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Just keep trying. Okay, this is a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson. It's one of his epic poems, which is very typical of Tennyson. Let's see. He came from Lincolnshire. He went to Trinity College, Cambridge. He became the poet laureate to Queen Victoria, and he's one of the most famous British poets. I think this poem was written after the death of his friend Arthur Hallam. And okay, this poem is about Ulysses. Ulysses is Odysseus, from the Odyssey. Odysseus was the king of Ithaca, and this poem is talking about Ulysses, or Odysseus, now that he's old, and he wants to go on one last voyage with his old companions. He doesn't want to stop doing what he does. He doesn't want to stop his adventures, because his mind is ready for new adventures. And despite the fact that he is now old and his companions are now old and they've had many adventures, he still has the desire to test the limits of the world, and keep doing this is what keeps him alive. For him, this is living. For him, this is the way to live, to keep struggling against the difficulties and the adventures of life. It little profits that an idle king by this still hearth among these barren crags matched with an aged wife. So it little profits, it's not very good that a lazy king sits by the fire in these rocks, in these lifeless rocks. Although it's not lifeless, because this is the kingdom of Ithaca and there are lots of people, but for him this place, it doesn't have any adventure. And sitting here with my aged wife, my old wife, with Penelope, and here I mete and dole unequal laws unto a savage race. So I rule my people, I hand out justice to the people of Ithaca, who are a savage race that hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. So these people, they're only interested in money and food and sleeping, and these people don't know me, and I can't be king here. I can't spend the rest of my life here as king after my wonderful adventures. I cannot rest from travel. I can't stop travelling. I will drink life to the lees. The lees are the dregs, the bottom of the bottle. So he will drink life until the very last bit at the bottom. All times I have enjoyed greatly. So I really enjoyed my adventures. Have suffered greatly. I suffered as well in my adventures, both with those that loved me and alone. So there were good and bad times with the people that loved me, with my companions, and alone, on shore, on land, and obviously on sea, and when through scudding drifts the rainy Hyades vexed the dim sea. So the Hyades are I think they're the goddesses um, of rain, and they are here. He's saying that he enjoyed his time even though there were huge rainstorms and there was no light and the sea was rough and difficult. I am become a name. So I'm famous for travelling. My name is for travelling. I am a traveller. I am an adventurer. My name is for always roaming with a hungry heart. So I always roam looking for new things. My heart is hungry for new adventures. I want to see new things. Much have I seen and known. I've known many, many different things. I've seen many, many different things. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments. Myself not least, honoured of all of them. So he's seen and known all sorts of things, all types of cities, all types of climates, all types of government. He's even learned himself, and he has honoured, he loves all of them. He loves this part of adventure. And drunk delight of battle with my peers. So I've been to war with my friends, with my colleagues. Yeah, we fought far on the ringing trains of windy Troy. So we went all the way to Troy, and we sacked Troy, and we got Helen of Troy back. I am part of all that I have met. So my travels, my adventures, this is what I am. Everything that I've done, all of my adventures in the past, are part of me. Yet all experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that untravelled world. So all experiences are like an arch, are like going through the world, and it's like passing through an arch, and this is experience as you go forward, and where through gleams that untravelled world. So at the end of the arch he can see in the distance places where he hasn't been, that adventure awaits him ahead, whose margin fades forever and forever when I move. So the sides of this arch, as he moves forward, disappear, and he's moving forward towards his latest adventure. How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use. So I don't want to sit down. I don't want to pause. I want to continue my adventures, because it's boring to stop to make an end to your travels. I don't want to make an end to my travels. To rust unburnished. So to rust, he'd rather burn out than rust. He would rather he doesn't want to be to rust through lack of use, unburnished, unpolished, because your weapons, if you burnish your weapons when you use them, and he needs to shine in use, so he needs to be like a weapon that is polished, ready for use, by always needing them, by always travelling forward. As though to breathe were life. So breathing, for me, breathing is life. Life is adventure. Life piled on life were all too little, and of one to me little remains. So if life is just breathing, then there is nothing more. If I'm not travelling, there is nothing else. But every hour is saved from that eternal silence, something more, a bringer of new things. But so he's saying that not doing anything, not travelling, not adventuring, is like death. And each hour that he's travelling, each hour that he's adventuring, this brings new things, and this is an hour that's lived. And vile it were for some 3 suns to store and hoard myself. And it would be horrible. It would be a horrible thing for someone like me who has enough energy for 3 suns, and we only need 1, to stop, to keep things back, to hold things back. No, I want to live my life to the maximum. And this grey spirit yearning in desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star beyond the utmost bound of human thought. So here, grey spirit, he's saying his spirit is getting old, but it still has this desire to follow knowledge, to learn new things. It doesn't. He doesn't want to be a star that sinks. He wants to go beyond the bounds, beyond the furthest bounds of human thought. He wants to go to new places and find out new things. He wants to go to the edges of the universe. This is my son, my own Telemachus, to whom I leave the sceptre and the isle. So now he's talking about his son Telemachus, and he says that his son is going to be the ruler of Ithaca, the ruler of the land, the ruler of the island. Well loved of me, I love my son Telemachus, discerning to fulfill this labour. So he's the right person to do the job of ruling Ithaca. By slow prudence to make mild a rugged people. So by slowly, carefully to civilize, to make gentle a rough and ready people. And through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. And slowly but surely change them to useful, good, helpful people. Most blameless is he, centered in the sphere of common duties. So he does everything right. He focuses on doing his duty, doing what needs to be done, ruling his people, ruling our people. Decent not to fail in offices of tenderness, and pay meet adoration to my household gods when I am gone. So I know he will do a good job. I know he will pay adoration. He will worship, meet suitable adoration to the gods, to my Lars, to my household gods when I am gone. I know he will do his duty. He works his work, I mine. So for him, he is suitable for this. This is his work, to be the ruler. But I do my work, and my work is to travel, to adventure, to go to the ends of the universe and beyond. Now he goes to the port. There lies the port. So there's the port. This is where the ships are. The vessel puffs up her sail, so there's wind in the sails of the ship. There gloom the dark sea, the dark broad sea. So there in the darkness are these great seas. My mariners, my sailors, my companions, souls that have toiled, that have worked and wrought and thought with me. So my sailors, my companions, you are the people who've been on amazing adventures with me. You've worked and made and thought with me. That ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine. So you were always happy, no matter if things were good and it was sunshine, or if there was thunder and storms. and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. Okay, so you are free, you have free hearts, you are free thinkers. You and I are old. So now, my companions, you are old, but not too old. Old age hath yet his honour and his toil. So we're not too old to continue with our work, to continue with our adventures. And there are adventures suitable for older people. Death closes all. Death would be the end of everything. Yeah, so before death, let's go on more adventures. But something ere the end, some work of noble note may yet be done. So before we die, before death closes everything, we can do noble things. We can have more adventures. Not unbecoming men that strove with gods. And these are works and adventures that are suitable for men that fought against, that competed with the gods in the past. So these are high adventures. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. Okay, so the sun is shining on the rocks. The long day wanes. The day is waning. The day is finishing. I think this is also maybe, I'm old, we're old, we're near the end of our time. The day wanes. The slow moon climbs the deep, moans round with many voices. So the day is finishing and the moon is climbing. But come, my friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. But it's not too late to go on a new adventure. Push off. So let's push off our boat, let's go on a new adventure. And sitting well in order to smite the sounding furrows, and sit in a good position so that you can row in the waves, the furrows of the waves. For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset. So what I want to do is sail further than where the sun sets, to go to the extreme and the baths of all the western stars until I die. So let's adventure, let's find where the sun sets, and let's go there. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down, so maybe we will be drowned by the sea. But it may be we shall touch with the happy isles. But maybe we shall get through to heaven. We shall get through to the land beyond the sunset and see the great Achilles. Okay, so Achilles, I think Achilles died at Troy, whom we know. So we know because Achilles was at Troy, whom we knew. Though much is taken, much abides. So many things have gone, yes, but there are many things still to do. And though we are not that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, so there are still many things to do. And yes, we don't have the strength of young men that we had in the beginning, the strength that moved earth and heaven, but we still are strong. That which we are, we are. So we are what we are, and we will continue to adventure, to go on this adventure, on these adventures, because we are adventurers. This is us. One equal temper of heroic heart. So we are all heroes. This is what we do. We've been made weak by time and fate. So yes, we're getting old, and time and fate have made us old, but strong in will. Yeah, we are strong-willed. We are determined to do this, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. So to fight against dangers, to look for new things, to find new things, and not to yield, and never to give up. So, wow, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson.